Hi there, and welcome to LimitLyss, the space where your big dreams meet grounded energy and mastering manifestation becomes your new normal. I'm Alyssa Simpson, mindset and manifestation coach, your unorthodox free spirit, and now your newfound permission slip to do life your way. Here, we break the rules by ditching societal norms of the hustle and grind. We embrace flow, alignment, and the bold decision to follow what lights you the fuck up. In each episode, I'll be sharing soul downloads, mindset shifts, energetic upgrades, and raw, authentic stories to help you unlock your magnetism, collapse timelines, and create a life that feels as good as it looks. So if you're ready to remember who you are, trust your desires, embody your highest self, and manifest from your authentic power, it's time to sit back, relax, and get ready to become limitless. Hi, welcome back to another episode of LimitLyss. Yo, I have some exciting stuff to share with you, and this episode is going to be very different from what we've been talking about for the past, y'all, month and a half, 2 months. We've been talking a lot about Restfully Rich, and it's my baby, so of course we're going to chat about her ad nauseum, right? But we are now in the middle of Restfully Rich. She's alive, she's well. If you are desiring to get inside what the hell's going on, because what I'm realizing is, yes, this is the first time we are running Restfully Rich, and the women inside are already, like, the things that are happening on the inside right now, I would say they're blowing my mind, but they're not, because it's like, duh. Of course, we are seeing things happen so quick with my women inside because they're actually choosing to step into their Restfully Rich era. Because here's the thing, you can sit there and talk about it all day long, talk about it till the cows come home. But when you actually let the rubber meet the road and say, enough is enough, I'm taking this and I'm actually going to implement it, guess what? The universe starts to open up the doors that you've been so desperately calling in because you're putting your money where your mouth is. So with all that to say, you can still apply to join Restfully Rich and you will be in the next round. How fucking great. So great. But in the meantime, sugar bear, honey pie, chocolate cupcake, we are going to talk about just the aha moment that I've had for me. And if this is the first time you're tuning in, I want to encourage you to just listen with an open heart and take what feels resonant and leave the rest. If you've been here for a long time, you are used to the rattle box that is here in this space. Also, listen, see what resonates, take what does, leave what doesn't. And honestly, that should be like the disclaimer for every single thing that you ever consume is take what resonates, leave what doesn't, period. But this episode is a little bit different and more special because this is not only me introducing something to you, but it's also sharing why it's become a thing and also giving you a little bit of a glimmer into my own personal evolution, which I love to include in these because yes, I'm a leader, I'm a mentor, I'm a guide, I'm a coach, I'm all these things, but I'm also human and I also signed up to do human things and have human experiences here on planet Earth, just like you. I'm not above you or below you. I'm right there with you. I just might have a little bit more tools and knowledge under my belt, which is why I do what I do, to share that. And a lot of what it is that I do and share is through lived experience, right? Like, yes, I'm a student of mindset, manifestation, neuroscience, the metaphysical world, spirituality, but I'm also very much a leader in what I've gone through, what I've seen, what I've taken and chose to apply to certain things and circumstances. Not only with things that I've overcome, but just like as an outsider looking in, how I would handle things. Like I famously have told y'all here, whenever I watch Jersey Shore, specifically the new season where it's all of them are like grown up and they have kids and shit and it's family, no, Jersey Shore family vacation. And Angelina is such a hot mess. But like, if you just gave me I'm going to say 6 months with her, she'd be totally different because I swear to God, every time I watch episodes, I'm just like coaching her silently in my head, like, girl, if you just, boop, oh my gosh, I can see all of the things that are in your way, what's blocking you. I can hear it in your language. And that's also, if you aren't working with a mentor who can literally mirror back to you something in a neutral way and just like see objectively what is causing the issues, you need a new fucking mentor, because that's literally what that job is, what that life choice is to be able to mirror it in a way that not only makes sense, but also is productive. Okay. Because what we see in the coaching industry is a lot of coaches are just coaching and mentoring on how they have done something, right? And cool, that's great and all. Maybe that works for like a small percentage of the people that you coach, but you have to also have the skill of being able to coach really anyone, right? Which is another reason why I have an application process for my coaching containers, because I got to make sure that I'm able to take care of you. And if I can't, then I will not take your money. I will try to find someone who will be a better suit for you, but that's just not the vibe, right? And that's part of having integrity, which I can't say the same for everyone, but I for sure is something that I hang my personal hat on, is the integrity that I have. And because I have such high integrity, I am creating something. It's actually already been created. It's live. And while this is my introductory of this thing, if you will, it's called Inner World. Now, Inner World was created through me during my Restfully Rich becoming era. I had to sit and ask myself, what number one, what I did was dumped all my fears on paper. And that is how I came to the conclusion of how success was actually a fear of mine, because I was equating it to the success that I had working as a manager for Olive Garden. And the last year of my management career was full of family dying, and I was forced to still be on. And I thought, well, that's just what happens when you're successful. And that's not the case, because my level of success, what I thought it was then, is very different from what it is now. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, please go back and listen to the last episode that I posted, because I go deep into that whole realization. But anyways, I was dumping out everything, right? Like all the things that are fearful of me, all the limiting beliefs that I have, all of the conversations that my inner critic is having. And lo and behold, I had another awareness piece during that whole process. And it was that when I first became a coach and a mentor, because I coach and mentor on mindset and manifestation, obviously my natural human instinct was to see what other mindset and manifestation coaches were, kind of what was happening, like how, like I needed a point of reference to do what it is that I do. And by doing so, what I essentially was doing is like copying, pasting them and trying to tailor it into me, if that makes sense. So the vast majority of mindset and manifestation teachers and coaches and mentors are very, let's check in with our gene keys and let's make sure that the moon phases are aligned with what it is that we're manifesting in its Lionsgate portal, and make sure you use this day intentionally. And that is not me in any sense of the fucking framing. I also used to think that I had to be a raw vegan diet to be like super spiritual. I also thought that I used to have to not shave my fucking armpits to be super spiritual. I used to thought that I wasn't spiritual enough because I'm scared to take mushrooms or ayahuasca or acid, like all these things. And so, yes, I'm scared. I do want to do mushrooms at some point in my life, but I'm fucking scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't like when my tummy hurts, and everyone that I've known who's done mushrooms are like, yeah, you feel sick for like an hour. And I'm like, see, that would ruin it for me. Like I'm fucking out. I don't want to be feeling like I'm going to puke. Nope. Shit. There was a point in my life where I was taking Pepto every day to not have this tummy ache. So I don't know. I'll let you guys know when I do mushrooms. It's still on my radar. I ain't dead yet, so it will happen. I just need like a very safe space. I need like a guide. I don't need this to be with my homies. I need a spiritual leader in my mushroom journey. But anyways, I thought that all of those things, like if I wasn't those things and I wasn't tapped into the ethers enough, because I'm not well versed on like astrology, I'm not spiritual enough. I'm not connected to God enough, like all this shit. And then you watch these documentaries. There was one that I watched. It was the lady who did like Kundalini yoga. And she, like, was essentially a big scam artist. And then but she also dressed the part. She only wore white because it like connected her to God more. And like that's not me either. So all these fucking things just aren't me. And so there was like this level of like, yes, I'm very authentic, blunt. I say what I want. I like, especially now, like there is whatever filter was left on me before I got pregnant and had my son, it's completely fucking gone. Like you can't tell me a fucking thing. I birthed a child. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck, I'm responsible for an entire ass human now. Like, I don't give a fuck what you have to say, what you think. Goodbye. Hello, goodbye. Like my favorite band. Did you guys get that reference? Yeah. No? Okay. Went over your head. That's fine. Stick around. We're not done yet. Um, so I created Inner World through the lens and the guise, if you will, of wanting a space where I can truly let my fucking brakes off unapologetically on things outside of just mindset and manifestation. My thoughts on motherhood, my thoughts on the world that it is right now, my thoughts on all of the different fucking theories and conspiracies and ideologies out there, my thoughts on all of our systems in America and in other countries, my true, real, lived, what I'm working through. Because here's what I do to like kind of shed a little light on this. When I'm going through things, whenever I'm navigating some kind of chapter or season of my life, I do send myself voice notes so I can listen back and kind of hear. Like I'll send a voice note and then I listen to it again to hear like where my blocks are, because it's very challenging for everyone, for anyone. This is why a lot of my clients, if you are one of my clients, I've had you do this at some given point in time of us working together. You got to get all that shit out of your brain and look at it neutrally. You have to take everything out, write it out, say it, and revisit it and go, wow, that really is not true. Like that's not a fact. That's just a feeling that I'm having. And what can I do to remedy this? And that's where I come in. But I do the same thing for myself. And sometimes it's written, but majority of the time it's voice notes. Just because it's easier, like just to fucking talk. And I like to talk. So hearing myself back in the voice notes and everything. So that is what I'm sharing inside of Inner World, as well as I'm sharing this, like how I, Alyssa, mindset manifestation mentor, work through things, coach myself, share real life, like things, because here's also what I've noticed in a lot of the online space. This isn't just coach industry specific, but there's not enough vulnerability. Like we will share our cute little like, oh my God, I had a meltdown today, but I'm getting back up and going. Like, or oh my God, like I share often about my parents' death. And I know that there are people who probably see that and they're like, dude, she has no emotion behind it, because I'm sharing it very protected, if you will. It's kind of just like a fact, like, hey, this happened to me and that's it. Like, we're not going to get into it, because I subconsciously want to keep that authority level of like, I can't really get into the nitty gritty of it all and show my true raw emotions, because then I lose the authority piece, right? Which isn't true. But in order for me to protect myself and my energy, there are certain things that I do not share for free on the internet, period. And that is just a standard and a boundary of mine, which is exactly why I didn't share my pregnancy, which is exactly why I don't show a whole lot of my marriage or my child or a whole lot of like intimate things, because you don't get access to that. Like you just don't, until now, because inside of Inner World, I am sharing, like, it's almost like if I were to have my own, I don't know, camera on me at all times and just showing the true life ins and outs, what we're navigating, what we're going through, my thoughts, my opinions, I'm talking unfiltered, raw as shit, authentic thoughts, beliefs, ideas. All of it is going to live inside of Inner World, and it already does. I've already been dropping stuff in there as we are. Today is the release date. So hi, welcome, get y'all booty inside, girl. But because it is a paid subscription, similar to a Substack subscription or Patreon or those other types of things. This is similar to that in the sense where, yes, you got to pay to have access. You got to pay to play, just to make sure that the energy is right in there. Because if you really want to know what it's like to be in my world, you have got to do some type of exchange, and a currency exchange makes it real for you, makes it real for me. So that is what we're doing inside of Inner World. It is $44 a month. You can come in, consume. If you're like, yo, your shit is crazy, I'm out of here. You don't have to stay forever. You can come each month, leave. Well, I don't give a fuck. Do what you got to do. But that is what I'm bringing to you. So welcome, Inner World. I'm so excited that it is here. It has been something that I've wanted to bring to light for a while now. I just honestly was a little bit nervous about it because I was like, I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like I already share so much. Like, what could I really actually pour into this that's like a paid thing? And honestly, when I sat down with that thought, I was like, all these things that are running in your head, all these notes apps, all these notes in my notes apps are like exactly what I've put into Inner World, because it's just like little things that I think. And sometimes it's silly. Like I have one in there that's like, I used to smoke cigarettes. I've almost been 3 years cigarette free. In August of this year, I will be 3 years without a cigarette. That is so sad because goddamn do I miss cigarettes. But I have a notes app in there because protein is like all the rage. And there's just a single note by itself. And it says in my notes app, if they put protein in cigarettes, I will start smoking before I said I would at 70. So if you are a cigarette manufacturer listening to this, put some protein in them hoes and I'll start smoking them again. But it's like silly, like shit like that. But there's also like real, like I have paragraphs on top of paragraphs on top of paragraphs about the war on motherhood and how I'm personally navigating it and like what I'm doing to kind of combat the war on motherhood, because it is so fucked off. And I'm not someone who's going to go like guns a-blazing and freak the fuck out like physically, but like there are ways that I can take back my power and like fight that war on motherhood in a way that's respectful in my energy and is going to protect my peace. So I have that inside of Inner World. There are so many things that you're just going to have to get inside to check it out. And it lives inside of my membership, which is now free. So you can join my membership for free. And then to get access to the paid subscription, there is a link in the show notes that you can use, but you have to be a member first. So when you purchase your subscription, you will have to become a free member inside of my platform. And then I give you access based on your payment to the Inner World ecosystem. That was the word I was looking for. That's so cute. Ecosystem. It's so cute. But yes, get inside. It is live, and well, there's going to be stuff dropped in there all of the time. And I can't wait to see you on the inside. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. I'm so grateful that you tuned in today. If this episode activated something in you, share it with a bestie who's also ready to become limitless. And don't forget to leave a review to help more people find this space. Wanting more? Get on my email list and subscribe to my YouTube channel for exclusive downloads, mindset shifts, and behind the scenes magic that I only share there. The link is in the show notes. Until next time, keep trusting the pull, honoring your energy, and manifesting your most abundant life.